Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Before we jump into the weekend mailbag, first 10 followers, once we post this video to my official Twitter account, @RealThomasMott, will go ahead and get a shout out on Monday's video. Did it last week. A lot of you guys followed me. Here's your chance to go ahead and be one of the first 10 to follow me again right now. We'll give you guys a shout out on Monday's video. All right, so we go ahead and jump into our weekend mailbag. Our subscribers went to our community page where I requested mailbag questions, and I picked the best 6 or 7 that I found, and we'll dive into them and answer them, and hopefully get you guys the answers that you are looking for. Starting with Philadelphia Eagle fan 13. You think the Eagles will give up 3 first-round picks to try and get Russell Wilson? The short answer is no. Now, listen. It's been reported that Russell Wilson is unhappy in Seattle due to the fact that he doesn't have a lot of personnel control over a team and an organization that has been good, but since Russell Wilson signed that new massive contract, has not had the talent or been good enough to go ahead and win in the postseason as we saw this year. And people are saying, okay, 3 first-round draft picks for Russell Wilson. So here's your mock trade. Now, would you do this right now? First up, straight up, would you give up 3 first-round draft picks for Russell Wilson? If I was a team not named the Eagles, yes, I would. He's easily worth 3 first-round draft picks. One of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, and has proven that time and time again. He's great. I have said before, Eagles currently have a quarterback on the roster that, in my opinion, could become the next Russell Wilson, and that is Jalen Hurts. So personally, I would not do it. If I was Philadelphia, the Eagles have their quarterback, I would stay away from any more quarterback drama. I want to roll with Jalen Hurts and build around Jalen Hurts and give Jalen Hurts the team Carson Wentz never really had over the past 2 years in Philadelphia. But if I was a different football team, I 100% would give 3 first-round draft picks for Russell Wilson. I wouldn't hesitate to give up 3 first-round draft picks to Russell Wilson. As we saw in a report this week, Wilson does have a short list of teams that includes the Bears and the Jets and then even the Dallas Cowboys, which is big-time concern. Hopefully he doesn't go to Dallas, but Philadelphia is not on that list, so no. Listen, if he wants to go to a functioning organization, I don't know if Philadelphia, based on the recent track record, is a place he would want to go. I don't think Philadelphia is going to be interested. I think they're going to roll with Jalen Hurts, but if you're asking me, would I give up 3 first-round draft picks if I was a GM of some other football team for Wilson? Yes, he's 100% worth that. But would I do it for Philadelphia? No. I am all in on Jalen Hurts, even though I would rather have kept Carson Wentz. But here we are. Jalen Hurts, you got to get behind him, back him. That's what I'm going to do. And so, no, I would not do it with Philadelphia. Let me know what you guys think, though. Would you trade 3 first for Russell Wilson? Pin comment down below. Type Y down below for yes. Type N down below for no. If you agree with me that you wouldn't do it if you were Philly, but a different team, sure, why not? All right, next question here comes from literally Valid. He says, what do you think will happen with Dak? I think Dak's going to re-sign. I think he's going to be a Dallas Cowboy, honestly. I think Dallas is going to finally end this whole brouhaha, the Dak Prescott contract, which felt like it's gone on for 10 years now, even though it's been like a year and a half. They'll re-sign Dak. They'll get him at a decent price due to the ankle injury. I don't think he's going to hit the open market, and Philadelphia will have Dak Prescott versus Jalen Hurts battles for probably the next 10 years. I mean, I think they're going to re-sign Dak. I honestly would like him to leave. That way Dallas has to spend a first-round draft pick on a quarterback, but I think they're going to go ahead and sign Dak Prescott. I feel very confident in saying that. Again, next 10 followers, in case you didn't do it already, get a shout out on Monday's video. @RealThomasMott is my official Twitter account. I'm trying to get to 3,000 followers. So give the man a follow. That's me right now. Go to my official Twitter account, @RealThomasMott, and give me a follow. I will make sure I keep track of the first 10, and then I will, of course, give shout outs on Monday's video. Okay. Let's see here. Ramiro says, which wide receiver would you take? Jamar Chase or Devonta Smith? Which wide receiver do you trust the most? You know, I did this on Friday, and I get this question once a week, and I'm happy to answer it because I think people really want to know which wide receiver I think Philadelphia would get. And honestly, the simple answer is right now, there is no difference between the two. 2019 numbers versus for Jamar Chase, because he sat out last year, and then last year's Heisman Trophy numbers for Devonta Smith. They're on your screen right now. What's the simple takeaway? They're both really good. They both can play inside, they can play outside, they run very good routes, they catch the football, and they are elite, talented wide receiver, some of which we have not seen, the likes of which we have not seen in a long time in the NFL draft. There were a lot of good ones last year. I would take these two over any of the first-round wide receivers, probably including Justin Jefferson, that were taken in 2020. Now, when you ask me which one I'd rather have or who I would trust more, I'd take Devonta Smith. Listen, I've said it before. You take Devonta Smith at number 6 for 2 reasons. One, he played last year, which to me does make a difference because you never know when someone sits out an entire year. I'm sure Chase was working out and doing everything he needed to do, and he's going to be fine. And I said on Friday that I would 100% would take him if Smith is not there, but I want a guy who played last year. And, I mean, gosh, he won the Heisman Trophy. When's the last time a wide receiver won the Heisman Trophy? It just makes too much sense. If you take Smith and he turns out to be a bust, you cannot be blamed. And if you're Howie Roseman, think about that, right? You can be blamed for Andre Dillard. You can be blamed for Jalen Reagor. You can be blamed for even a pass rusher, the likes of Derek Barnett, who's not turned out to be as good as the 12th overall pick from whence he came. If you take Smith at 6 and he turns out to just be absolutely garbage, there will be no one out there saying, oh my gosh, why did you take Devonta Smith? Because at this point in the NFL draft process, excuse me, at this point in the NFL draft process, he's clearly the number one wide receiver. Everybody thinks it and believes that. And so if he turns out to be a bust, then every team will just go, it happened. We didn't see it coming, but it won't be solely on Philadelphia's drafting abilities if he does not turn out to be good. So I would 100% go ahead and take Devonta Smith. I think he makes a huge difference for Philadelphia. And I honestly think that if they take Devonta Smith and have some other good draft picks in terms of the later rounds of the NFL draft, Philadelphia has very good odds and a very good chance to win the NFC East. So good that I would bet on it right now. If you go with our friends at BetUS, there's a great promo code going on right now. Just use the link chatsports.com/EaglesBet. Use that promo code Eagles125, and then bet on your Eagles odds to go ahead and win the NFC East. So right now, the Eagles are second, plus 275, behind the Cowboys, minus 120. So essentially, it means that if you put down $10, then you win $27.50 or $27.50 right now, with the number being plus 275 for Philadelphia. You put down $100 on Eagles winning, you win $275 if they win the NFC East. Right? Listen, Washington has quarterback problems. The Giants have talent issues, I think, overall. And Dallas hasn't re-signed Dak yet, even though I said that they will. I think betting on the Eagles would be a good chance to win. So set up your BetUS account. You have any questions, you can email us, eagles@chatsports.com. There'll be a little promo box down below in the description box showing you where the email is down below me right now. But just go to the link, chatsports.com/EaglesBet. Use that promo code Eagles125 for that 125% deposit bonus and start betting on the odds this year. All right. Give me another question here. Chris says, it's pronounced Christopher. Okay, Christopher says, who do you think has a better individual season, Hurts or Wentz? Individual, not team success. I'll be honest. I think Carson Wentz is going to be great in Indianapolis. I've said this before. Indianapolis is completely set up to have Carson Wentz succeed. They have a running game, Jonathan Taylor. They have a great offensive line and a great left guard in Quentin Nelson. They have a good young receiver core that can get better with draft picks this year. And they have a decent tight end group that includes Jack Doyle and former Eagle, Philly special contributor, touchdown pass thrower in Trey Burton. I think they're absolutely set up to go ahead and be very successful. They were a playoff team last year with Phillip Rivers, and the Frank Reich-Carson Wentz connection is going to be very good. I think Wentz is going to have a great season, and I have no problem saying that. I honestly wish Wentz the best. I think Philadelphia has had a lot of drama with Wentz, and Wentz has his share of issues, and we've heard the issues, whether it's he's not very coachable, or he didn't take criticism very well, or he didn't like them drafting Jalen Hurts, but I think they also butchered the ability to have him grow behind a very bad offensive line, a terrible wide receiver core, and a bunch of injuries. So I am not the one who's going to sit here and rip Carson Wentz. I think he will have a very good year. Will be better than Jalen Hurts? I mean, if you're going to put a gun to my head and ask me, I'd say yeah right now. I think he has a better overall team, but I truly believe with a healthy offensive line, with Miles Sanders good to go in the backfield, with a new wide receiver in Devonta Smith, and year 2 of Jalen Reagor and Travis Fulgham, I think Jalen Hurts could have a really good year in Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia's offense could stun some people with the running ability that they would have behind a healthy offensive line, and the passing ability with at least competent receivers, and that's the expectation is you take one at 6, you get one in Chase or Devonta Smith. So I think both are going to have good years. In terms of individual success, I would take Wentz right now based on the fact he's in a better overall system, at least a healthier system from offensive line perspective and young running backs, and then, of course, Frank Reich. But I think both are going to be fun. I have no problem wishing Carson Wentz the best. I don't get the video if you guys agree. Thumbs up the video right now if you guys want to wish Carson Wentz the best. I have no ill will towards him. I think, again, didn't handle some things well, but I think he was in a bad situation, and Howie Roseman did not give him the things he needed to succeed, and when you draft someone in the second round to replace him already, I would be upset too. So get the video a thumbs up right now. Wish Carson Wentz the best. We got time for one more, right? Yeah, let's do it. John Doe 0022 says, Zach Ertz, what is going to happen with him? What will they possibly get back in a trade package? So he's going to be traded or cut. It's going to be one of the two. In terms of a trade package, it's slipping. His worth is going down big time. I think right now, Ertz is worth a day 3 pick. And I hate to say that because, I consider him the best tight end in Eagles history, and he's still an elite threat from the outside when healthy, but I think it'll be a day 3 pick because teams know with the Eagles cap situation, which we talked about on Friday, it's not horrible, but it's not, ideal. I think teams know that eventually, if there is no trade partner, they will try to cut, and they will cut Zach Ertz. Therefore, you can sign him without having to spend a draft pick. So I think at best right now, you get a 5th-round draft pick. At worst, it'd be a 6th or a 7th, but right now, it does feel like he's going to be on those way out, and I have mixed feelings about that. On one hand, he has regressed and did regress big time in 2020, whether it was injuries or not. He still did not have the elite year that we expect from Zach Ertz. And two, I feel very good about what Dallas Goedert brings to the table as the number 1 now tight end, along with the potential of drafting somebody in the later rounds to be the number 2 tight end. I feel very good about Dallas Goedert being that guy. I hate it for Ertz because I know he loves Philadelphia, but as soon as Carson Wentz was let go and shipped off to Indianapolis, that to me basically sealed the idea that Zach Ertz is no longer going to be a Philadelphia Eagle. So I think it's going to happen 100%. Subscribe in case it does. As soon as he's traded or cut, we'll cover it here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. That'd be a big day with big news. We do all of the big news here, even some of the smaller news stuff on Philadelphia Eagles Now. So make sure you guys are subscribed by hitting the big red sub button down below. Now bonus one. So let's do one more. Sean says, is big play Slay getting traded? Darius Slay, I don't think so. Now, this comes from the idea that I went ahead and pitched via 94.1 WIP, Elliot Shore Parks' 7 Steps to Fix the Eagles. There's a video on that earlier this week, and he mentions trading Darius Slay frees up a little less than $5 million. I think they're going to keep him. I think that they traded for him last year to be an anchor on the outside for years to come, and with the cap not being as terrible once you let go of Malik Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey, I think keeping Darius Slay is not only important and a priority for a team that is not good at cornerback minus Darius Slay, it's a downright necessity for a defense that wants to get back on track under a new defensive coordinator and in a new head coaching regime. So quickly, I don't think so. I wouldn't be shocked, and I don't think you get a good return, like a 4th or a 5th round draft pick at best. Remember, last year was a 3rd and a 5th, and now he's a big contract, so it'd be like a 4th and a 5th or a 5th and a 6th. But I wouldn't be worried about it. Let's just put it that way. I think Philly needs to get a corner at some point, whether it's in free agency, if they can afford one. There's a bunch of them to go ahead and sign, or draft somebody. Maybe you take a Patrick Surtain at number 6. That's been a mock we've seen over the past couple of weeks, even though I want a wide receiver. But I think corner will be addressed in some way this offseason, and letting go of Darius Slay does not help that. It creates 2 more problems when you already have 1 problem right now, which is the opposite starting cornerback spot, opposite of Darius Slay. There you go. Ultimate out for today here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Again, you have first 10 followers on Twitter. You probably already did. I'll try and give as many shout-outs, 10 of them, as I can on a Monday. We'll get into news and rumors as we always do. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Have a great time. And we'll get back to you guys next week in terms of everything else going on in Philadelphia. So, for Philadelphia Eagles Now, I am your host, Thomas Mott, as we go ahead and sign off. Again, enjoy your weekend. We'll talk more Eagles on the other side of this weekend starting on Monday.